All right, guys, we're doing a upgrade video. I did one for my CZ-P10F. Had some good feedback on that one. Had some good comments, and people appreciated just knowing how some of the parts work and stuff. So I figured I do one with the gun I'm currently using in competition, the P320 SXG. I know, right? P320. It's gonna explode. I could probably just leave this live for like 4 hours, right? And let's just see if it goes off by itself. It's probably not gonna happen. I've shot all kinds of guns, so before people say, oh, typical Sigger or whatever, I have shot Canic, Rival, Steel, the Q5 Steel Match, the CZ P10F. I have a CZ Shadow 2 that I haven't really introduced into competition yet. The HK, the VP9 Match. We got T-Sauce guns. I'm not biased to any one particular brand. I'm just not one of those guys that's just like, hey, I do see some issues coming out. I don't know personally what's going on with it. From my experience, I can just tell there's something wrong with some of these guns that are going into holsters. I don't know if it's the gun. I don't know if it's the holster. I don't know if it's the person, the parts. I don't know. And I don't want to say I don't care, because I do care about people's safety, but I know I don't have any issues with my gun, so I'm not too worried about it. Unless something happens with mine, then I'll be more invested into it. So until then, I'm going to keep on trucking with the P320 SXG. So let's get right into it. This model came out in the summer, I think June or July. They released it at their SIG Next event. And I saw the videos. I saw Max Michelle shooting it, and I was like, man, for some reason I'm a big fan of the all steel guns. I know it's because of the weight, and they just shoot a lot flatter. I know some people just don't like all the weight. They prefer polymers, which I don't mind the extra weight. This one comes in probably with the extra parts. I haven't really weighed it, which probably can do that now. It's probably well over 50 ounces. So with no mag, we're at 2 pounds 15.4. I'll do the conversion to ounces there. But this is with all the added parts, the optic, the Magwell that I've added, any other small parts that you guys see. It's at 2 pounds 15.4 ounces. So we'll go ahead and translate that now to ounces on the screen. But when it first came in, I think it was at 48.5 or 49.5 stock. So obviously it's a lot heavier now. And let's go ahead and get this off the so I don't mind the weight. So right away you can definitely see the one big difference is this back strap back here. As you can see from my hand, it was very much needed. The normal grip kind of came in about here. So what was happening that I found out was, because I have I think my hands are about normal, if not slightly large, but my palm is just a little bit longer than normal. I know a couple other guys that have this, and with one other guy, I noticed that his palm was kind of like, his fingers started down here. So my palm is a little bit longer. So I always thought I had extra long fingers, but what it is, my palm is just wider or longer, however you want to say it. So what's happening with the skinnier grip, my fingers were coming all the way around. And so when I was trying to get my support hand, I was getting a lot of my support hand on top of my fingers, and it wasn't allowing me to really get a good purchase on this backside here and get that support, which wasn't affecting it horribly, but I didn't like the feel of my fingers inside of this hand. So I was like, well, I tried to naturally just scoop my hand back, but because of the thinness of the grip, my palm was kind of coming to the front, and then it was just too loose and too much space back here. So, and with these SIGs, they don't have back straps, right? You can change palm swells, but there's just not any palm swells that are big enough to make any room or make any adjustment for my longer palm or whatever. So the only thing I came up with was making my own back strap, which I love this shape. It kind of creates a much deeper beaver tail, and it pulls my hand further back, my palm. So now my fingers are more towards the front, and now you see I have all this nice space that my hand can really get in there and secure the gun back here. So that's really what I really needed. And I really wish these SIGs did have adjustable back straps or replaceable back straps for that reason, which is why I like CZs a lot too. And it's funny that I say that, because the way I did this, in case you're asking, this is a CZ P10F large back strap back here. And what I did was Dremel the inside of it to where it fit flush against this frame. And then right now I'll go ahead and put a side-by-side picture so you can see the difference between the stock skinny frame and then now that I have this Big Bertha back here that's helping with my hand again. So I dremeled the inside of a P10F backstrap, the large size again, and made it smooth to where the frame was here and my P10F backstrap, the inside of it, they just kind of like got together like this versus it leaving a gap like that, and it was getting a lot of movement. So I kind of dremeled the inside, thinned it out to where it wasn't kind of bowed out, and it just like met perfect. And then you still get the curvature of the P10F back here, and then I use the goon tape around it. And I've got about 1,000 rounds plus on it like this, and I have not had to make any kind of adjustments. It has not gotten loose or anything on me. There's no wiggling. I don't feel any pinching or anything. Has been set in place, so it's been working out pretty well for me. That's the first big thing that I did. Yeah, it's bootleg, homemade, whatever, but it works, and it works for me, and it works for my hand size. So whatever. Second thing, I added the the Armory Craft dual adjustable trigger to shorten that that pre-travel. Let's go ahead and show that we are clear. You guys can see that. So still not the best, but obviously not as bad as the factory. I may try to cut to some old footage where it was just a lot of pre-travel. Now I have this little wall right here, there, and it's fixed some of the wall. It's still not a hard, clean, brisk, or not brisk, but crisp break. There's still some mush there, and then it goes off just right at 90. And then the reset is a lot shorter. So it's kind of there, still long, but it's way better than the factory. I think the factory had it more way out here in the front. So it is improved, not the best, but it is better than what it started with. And again, I got the dual adjustable Armory Craft one because you can adjust the reset and that pre-travel, and that's really what I liked. And then of course I added the Gideon's Granite RMR optic on here. It's a 8 MOA dot because I am blind and I like the dot. So that's it right there. Nice big window. It is slightly bigger than the 507 comp. If you watch I do have a review on that optic. If you're interested in it, I have, you know, a lot more footage on that and talk about the optic specifically more. But you can see compared to the 507 comp, it's slightly bigger, and I can't really tell if I have it perfectly angled, but you can tell it's just the same size, if not bigger at the top. It kind of flares out a little bit more, and then it's got a little bit more curvature, so you can see a little bit more of the top part. But the base, they're pretty much identical, same thickness. But yeah, so this is 8 MOA again. I really like this optic. It has worked really great for me so far the last month or so. No issues with the brightness outdoors, in the Texas sun and heat. No issues with the sun, the brightness, or anything like that. I have the CNH plate, which I think it comes with these little sleeves that hold the screws. I broke the first one, but I've learned my lessons over the last year or so, so I always order extra parts. So as soon as it broke, I added a new one. It's been okay. I'm not a big fan of the CNH. Some of my other friends have some, and they've been breaking. I thought CNH was like top-notch quality, but I'm not so sure about that. I've been waiting for the SIG, I think it's the 3 Max Pro or something like that, that was supposed to come out. I had 2 on order since last year, since September, that they kept saying it's on back order. I still haven't gotten it, and it's the Delta Point Pro, so I can get rid of the plate and get a much tighter fit, or a direct fit to the slide, but it has yet to come in. So right now I'm rocking the plate. But Gideon just dropped a new one called the Storm, which I'm not sure if it's as big as this or bigger, but if it's close to this, it's a Delta Point Pro footprint. So I would like, you know, hey, shout out to Gideon. If y'all want me to test one out, just kind of mail me one. But I'd like to put one on here to get rid of the plate. Because I know if you guys have experience with plates, sometimes they get loose, and sometimes it's not the optic, it's the plate. And then you got to take the optic off, tighten the plate, and then re-put the optic back on. And I kind of hate messing with that. And then of course with the plate, you know, you raise the height of the optic or whatever, and sometimes that could be an issue. But that's what I added. I recently added the Tyrant CNC takedown gas pedal lever thingamajigger. It's not a very protruding one. I think the Align Tactical, it's a lot smaller, but it sticks out a lot. I tried my buddies out, and I was having issues with the holsters, and I didn't want to go with the I got to find the perfect holster for that, just for that gas pedal. So with this one, I had this one on my my Kal-El build, my Gucci build. If you guys have seen that video, it has a gold one or yellow, whatever. And it's big, but it doesn't really protrude much, but it's just enough for my big old fat thumb. See how big my thumb is to just kind of ride there, but not like a hard wall. So if there's any natural slippage, like a normal takedown, like it's fine. It's not like a hard, like the Line Tactical is like a wall. And I don't want to accidentally like drive my gun down if I'm making any of that kind of movement, which I don't think I am. So I kind of like this one because it just sticks out some, and it allows for a little bit of resistance to kind of keep the gun from rising up as much, which it doesn't really rise that much at all anyway. But that's why I kind of went with that. And then I have the Springer Precision Magwell, and it's the one for the AXG. I have seen some people order the Legion 5. That is not the correct one. You have to get the one for the AXG that has a screw to the bottom. I think the Legion 5 has it in the back or somewhere different, but that's the difference. You have to get the Magwell that's for the AXG model, and it'll fit directly onto the SXG. And I'll probably put a graphic just in case I got that wrong doing this live, but I'm pretty sure it's for the AXG, not the X5. And it's been working great. Has not loosened or anything. Fast reloads. It's been working awesome. The internals, I have not changed anything internally other than the trigger, and I think the return spring. I can't even remember. I'll go ahead and put a little note on the video. I can't remember what I changed it to. I think it was a lighter return spring or one of the springs that my buddy changed out for me. Shout out to my buddy Phil Trong, really helped out on that. He also has one, just to kind of soften the trigger. When I added this grip back here that extended my hand further back, the stock mag release, I couldn't reach it because it's a lot smaller and flush. I had to like get off grip. You know how you guys know there's some pistols you gotta like flip the gun and just to get your butt and then have to come back. Well, in competition, you don't want to release your grip. So I found out that I had to go ahead and add the Springer Precision extended mag release. And then now it's not a problem. I can reach it perfect now that I've added this extended grip piece back here. It's a little custom made piece. And I've been running this. I think I have over 1,500 rounds now in this gun. I think in the very beginning when I did the out the box review, I was getting some failure to return to battery out of the first mag only. After that, I have not really had many issues at all. I think I've had a couple stovepipes in 30-degree weather when I was doing a Joey Sauer training class. I think I had 3. But running it in normal competition, other than in that cold 30-degree weather, I didn't have any issues. So I don't know if it was, you know, something to do with the code and expansion or, you know, anything like that. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. My science goes as far as like Bill Nye or something like that. But other than that, I have had no issues. It is still rocking the factory installed 12-pound recoil spring in here. I think it comes with a 12 and a 14. I've never changed to the 14. I've just been rocking the 12-pound spring and it's been fine. Super light, easy to rack, no issues at all. But those are the only upgrades that I've really added to it. Stock barrel and everything like that. And it's been working pretty flawless for me. Again, no issues whatsoever. So if you guys have any questions, comments, man, just put it down below. But I love this gun. And if you guys have any feedback on any extra parts that you think could make this even better, or things that I'm not mentioning or something like that, shoot, put it down there. I'm always looking for ways to improve my pistols, especially for competition. The one thing I know for sure is, you know, I like this trigger better than the factory, but it's still not as good as, you know, nowhere close to like a CZ Shadow 2 with, you know, Cajun Gunworks or CZ Custom internals. I would like for it to be a little cleaner break. Some people have said I need to use the gray gun stuff, which that may be an option later if I just don't like this at all. But I've been running this trigger for like a month. And I mean, when you're running in competition and you're going, you know, fast, I'm not A class, B class, or anything like that. So I can't sense the difference yet. Like where I'm outrunning the gun, I was outrunning the factory trigger where it kept like, I was short stroking it. So once I changed it to this, I haven't had that problem at all. So I don't think I can't feel it yet, at least my level of skill. I don't feel the problem with the trigger anymore. Yeah, I don't see any issues with this one for right now, but if you guys have some suggestions, just let me know. But as always, just hit me up on Instagram, fat_tactical. I do a lot more communication there, post more videos there daily. Easier to communicate, private message or whatever. But I appreciate you guys. And again, just a quick video on some of the upgrades that I've done to the P320 SXG.